Hello, everyone. I'm super excited. We're just coming in live right now, and this is Dr. Tanya Biglow, your philosophical physicist, using science to get you unstuck. And I know it's been a minute since I've gone live, but I just finished some research that I've done, and I had to go deep into it. So be on the lookout for more information regarding that research that I just finished. But we're here. We are here live in full effect. And the goal here is Tuesday, and it is Transformational Conversation Tuesday. So that's what we're going to focus on in this Facebook Live. This is my very first transformational conversation live that I'm doing. So first off, I want to just say welcome to each and every one of you. And we're going to go right deep dive into it. So I'm honored that you've allowed the universe to bring you here. And it's no surprise that any of us are here right in this moment. Now, sometimes people may say, oh, this was an accident. I did something and I wasn't supposed to. But I really want you to know that there are no accidents. And as long as we learn from the situations that we emerge ourselves into, then you don't have to repeat those same crazy experiences. And some of them are crazy in a good way. Some of them are crazy in a not so good way. But as long as you learn from the situation, that's what's really important. And another thing that I've learned is that as long as we learn and then we're able to share that information with other people, it makes your experiences that more exciting and that more memorable, but also that more impactful to the lives of others. So I'm here and I want to ask you all a few questions. So for those who are listening either live or in the recording, I want you to play along with me. Is that fair? Okay, good. So let me ask you this. How many of you want more out of life? If you want more out of life, let me see you hit the like button. Just thumbs up if you want more out of life. All right? So if you want more out of life and you want more out of life like yesterday, like it's like you're behind on your goals and your dreams, I want you to hit the heart button. So if you are someone who would like more out of life, you like more out of life like yesterday, and you're at a place right now where you're willing to do whatever it takes to move from where you are to where you want to be, I want you to just type in the chat, that's me. Right. Because we all want more. But most of us have absolutely no idea how to get from where we are to where we want to be. We just have this goal. We just have this dream. We have this desire. But goals, dreams, and desires aren't something that they really foster when we're growing up in school. So as a child, our parents will listen to our dream. In preschool, our teachers will allow us to talk about our dreams, and they'll allow us to talk about it from a fantasy perspective. But have you ever noticed that most adults have given up on their goals and their dreams? And they've given up on their goals and dreams because somewhere throughout their life, they were taught that to fail was a bad thing. How many of you learned that failure is bad? And it's reinforced in school. If you are taking a test and you get an F on it, you're reprimanded. Like that's deemed bad if you failed a test. It's deemed good if you get 100 or if you get a 70, right? That's a C. But that's something that's triggered. That's something that is taught. But that's not necessarily the truth. Or that's not necessarily something that would benefit us as an adult. So we're talking today about transformational conversations, but I guess my first question is, what is transformation? Because we hear this word a lot. We hear motivation, we hear inspiration, and the big new keyword is transformation. But what does transformation really mean, right? So there are various different definitions, and because I'm a physicist, I like to use the physics definition, the physics version of it. So for me, transformation is really the induced or spontaneous change of an element from one thing to another during the process of a nuclear change, nuclear modification. And I really like that. And I could talk about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hours about that. But let's just look at it just from a general perspective, right? When you transform, you change. You go from where you are to where you want to be. There's a modification. There's a shift, right? And most people have been trained, or we're taught that, it only takes 21 days to make a change. Has anybody here heard that? Let me just type in, yes, that's what I heard, 21 days in order to make a shift, right? And that is somewhat true, but not necessarily 100% true, right? So there was a doctor, a researcher by the name of Conrad, who did some major research in the area of transformation and change. And one of the things that we noticed in that research is that it actually takes a little longer than 21 days to actually make a shift. And most people would say, well, everyone says if you do something 21 days, it's going to make a shift. Now, it really depends, because most of us have things that we've been working on and doing for years, right? We have things that we were taught as a baby or as a youth, as a toddler. And those things actually still operate the underlying current of all of our actions. You may or may not believe that, but I want you to put yourself in a space that you're uncomfortable and notice how you will automatically go back to what is naturally comfortable for you. And what's naturally comfortable for you was taught to you early on in life, in any situation. So what Conrad Lorenz actually learned or uncovered in his research was that it takes a little longer than 21 days to actually make a change. In the UCLA study, what came out is that it actually takes on average 66 days to make a transformation. So for any of you who've done a 21-day challenge, for any of you who said, okay, I'm going to try to do this thing for 21 days, and you're successful in the 21 days, and then you realize a month or 2 months afterwards, you're still back doing the same craziness, it's because it takes longer than 21 days for you to do it. Now, in the UCLA research, there were people who made a transformation in 18 days. That was the shortest amount of time for one person to do it. And the longest amount of time for another person to do it was 254 days. So, but on average, it took about 66 days. Now, this is 66 consecutive days of doing the same new activity over and over and over again. So I hear a lot of people who say, your actions will dictate who you are. And I believe that to a certain degree. But I also believe in, if you're looking at somebody's actions and you've only seen those actions once, twice, or 3 times, that will not dictate who that person is. Now, if you see something repeatedly, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, then that's a clear indication that that's the identity that that person has. If you see someone who you just know, and this is good for if you're just meeting someone, and if it's a relationship or if it's a business interaction that you're looking to generate, if you have heard different things, or if you've seen who they've shown up as for multiple times, not just within a short period of time, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. That means absolutely nothing. But what we want to make sure is that we are clear in understanding what it is that you want out of life and how you can transform your life from where it is to where you want it to be. And that's the goal that I've generated for Tuesdays, where we're going to have our transformational conversations. The goal here is to take on various conversations that you all may want to hear, or things that I've seen throughout the various research opportunities that I've had, and how that could change the trajectory of your life. I hear a lot of people say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to live this kind of life anymore. But they have no idea how to change it. People say, well, I'm going to stop this relationship. But if in the core of you, all you believe is that you're only worth those types of relationships, it doesn't matter if you cut that relationship off, you're going to just foster a new relationship that will multiply or confirm what you believe about yourself. Some people say, well, I want to do something different, so I'm going to move, right? And I'm here to tell you, you take you everywhere you go. So if you don't get to the heart of why you're doing what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're here in Chicago or if you're here in Kansas. It does not matter where you go or where you move or where you shift in your physical space. If you don't get to the heart and the root of who you are internally, you take you wherever you go. So you're going to do the same thing here in Kansas, in LA. It does not matter. I know a lot of people say, with money, money doesn't change who you are. Money just makes you more of whoever you are. So if you're a butthole and you got money, you're just going to be a rich butthole. But if you're a nice individual and you're open to helping people do more, be more, then that's going to illuminate, money or not. So that's our goal here, is to just make sure that we have conversations that could change the trajectory of your life, and know that the change is not going to occur in one conversation. Now, one conversation may spark the idea of change, but after that idea has been sparked, it is then that you have to go into modifying your daily actions. I'm just honored, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to learn and to grow. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here as a perfect person. I am perfectly imperfected. It's like, seriously, I am perfectly imperfect. I have problems, I have issues, and nobody is great in every area of their lives. If you look at people like Michael Jordan, he was the best at his game, but he had a gambling addiction. If you look at any of the great people, they were great and excelled in one area, but there are other areas of their lives where if you just focused on that, you would say, shame on them. But who's here to judge, right? Well, the Bible said we shouldn't judge, but most of us judge anyway. But that's a whole nother transformational conversation that we can start. So for any of you who want to join, feel free to like my page at Dr. Biglow. It's on Facebook. You can catch this repeat either on Facebook. You can find it on my YouTube channel, which is Transformational Conversations. And we're just going to take about 20 minutes every Tuesday just to talk, just to have a chit chat. And I'm going to bring some various things that you can do to actually move from where you are to where you want to be. Because most of the time we hear about, yeah, that's exciting, that's motivating, that's inspiring, but how the heck do I do it? And that's what we're going to talk about here. How do you move from where you are to where you want to be? And I want you to know that here in this one, this particular conversation, know that it's going to take more than 21 days to get from where you are to where you want to be. It's going to take on average about 66 days. And if you mess up anywhere between those 66 days, you got to stop and start the clock all over again. I know that's like sucky, but that's reality. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bid you light. I want to bid you love. If there's anyone here who is an emerging entrepreneur, you're looking to start your business, to scale your business, or how to sustain your business, I encourage you to go to the Entrepreneur Forum Illinois. So that's Entrepreneur Forum, IL, not Illinois, spelled out all the way, and join that group. There's a person by the name of Dr. James Dentley who actually tomorrow will do a Facebook Live and bring some fabulous information to you. If you are an individual who just wants to be better, you just want to do more, you don't want to necessarily start a business, you just want to excel in what it is that you're doing right now, stay right here. Join me every Tuesday at noon as we move forward in our transformational conversations. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you light. I bid you love. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's Facebook Live, which will actually air in the Entrepreneur Forum. And if not, then I'll see you next Tuesday right here on my page. Peace, everyone.